and welcome back to my channel. This is where I document my journey of becoming a web developer. For the past 3 or 4 years, I've been trying to get into the industry, and right now I still keep myself motivated of learning code. I'd like to share with you what do I do, how to stay motivated. Learning code can bring about so many emotions. You can feel confused, anxious, angry, scared, frustrated, desperate, and eventually when that image gets centered, of course, happiness. It brings you so much happiness and satisfaction. But right before you get that image centered, you really have to stay motivated. You know, when the first time you try to put that alignment center and it won't work, it's so easy, raise the white flag and give up. Here are the ways I stay motivated over the years of learning code. My first motivation is to look for some job postings. Why? Because job postings show what I get once I have the necessary skills to get into the industry. Just search for simple React developers or just web developers, front-end web developers. You can see how much they offer even for junior level. A lot of people say that those that offer low rates are actually giving poor services because third world countries work on a survival mode, not really for them everything is competition, and they have to be at a very good price point to at least have a chance to get to work and earn a decent amount of money. And for them, that's not even decent, that's huge amount of money. What's huge amount of money for the third world countries is just a low rate for first world countries. Now, I'm learning code to not really focus on that matter. I'd like to learn code and get hired because of the value I'm able to offer. I know it hurts the industry to be charging very low rates, but all of us have our own fights in life. And at the end of the day, it's the way how you sell yourself and how you provide value to your customers or clients is what matters most. Anyway, is to stay motivated, you might want to check the possibilities of learning a great deal of money if you become successful in this industry. Next on my list is connecting to like-minded people. For me, I'm coming from an accounting industry. It's very difficult for me to talk to people about code. I enjoy it a lot and I want to share my enjoyment to someone else, and I have no one in my circle that can understand me or has the same interest like me. So what I did is actually create my own Twitter account, my own dedicated Instagram account, and a Facebook page where I can talk about my progress in learning code, where I can see other people learning code or those that are actually successful already in the industry. That way, when I see other people's progress, it keeps me really motivated. When I see successful people sharing tips, then it helps my progress. They just become my inspiration. Where this person is where I want to be. My favorite friend right now is actually Christian. He is also a Filipino. We actually started on the same year, around 2016 or 2017. But the difference is that year, starting a family, I have other priorities that time, family priorities, and he is very focused on his career. So that's where the problem came. He's now thriving in his YouTube in his career and everywhere. He is very popular, and here I am still trying to get into the industry, still even learning. And it's very frustrating because that time it was jQuery. Then I had to stop because I got pregnant and had to give birth, and I've been through postpartum emotions, and learning is just too much for me, and I had to stop. When I get back, jQuery is no longer a thing. There comes React, there comes Vue, and all those kinds of things. But the good thing is Float is no longer a thing, and Flexbox is so amazing, and Grid. So there's just pros and cons, but mostly I'm experiencing the cons. Now, when I see them very successful, it really keeps me motivated because I know it's possible to anyone, regardless of race, regardless of whether you have that diploma. What you actually only need is the determination. Most of the time, it's not a question of whether you can or you cannot. It's actually a question of whether you will or you will not. I have this favorite quote that goes, whether you think you can or you cannot, you're both correct. So my third way of staying motivated is actually watching motivational videos from my favorite YouTubers, dev YouTubers, namely Brad Traversy, of course Christian, Florin Pop, Dev Ed, and What's Dev. Actually, Christian's channel is Dev's Life, so everyone has Dev in it. But anyway, most of them have their own stories to tell of how they succeeded in the industry, and when they share the hardships they've gone through and learn that they've gone through the same shit that I'm going through right now, it makes me feel better. These people share their experience and their share of imposter syndrome, and learning that says a lot about it's really difficult, it's normal, and it's part of the process, and you just really have to go through it and win and endure it. It's actually easier to overcome imposter syndrome when you just enjoy coding, when you build things and they work, and if they don't, just try again. So basically, what you might want to think when you watch these motivational videos is that if they can make it, why can't I? We are all created equally. We are all given 24 hours in a day. We are all given the unlimited amount of resources online. Everything is accessible. You can find a lot of helpful developers there willing to help, and there's really so much things you can use to become successful or to be able to get into the industry. Now, so you're motivated and you decided to proceed with your Udemy course, whether you're learning Brad Traversy's or Cold Steel's course, Jonas Chapman, Maximilian Schwartz. You know what? I finished none of them, really. I only take bits and pieces and was not able to finish any of them because some of them it's just too difficult, I thought I was bright enough. I thought I was intelligent. I was an achiever back in school. But right now, I'm really getting tested. I don't understand JavaScript at all. I don't understand. Well, before, I really struggled. Right now, I'm making a little bit of improvement thanks to Brad Traversy's course. This is not sponsored. I just really love the course, really. But should you get to a difficult topic on the course, you can actually try to proceed to the next one. An example is the HTTP request. The syntax is very difficult. Cold Steel even call it hideous. But you actually don't need to learn it. You just have to know it exists. You just have to go through it. And the next lesson, you will find out that there's actually an easier way to fetch API that has way easier syntax and makes more sense. See, you just have to move on to the next part. If not, you can go and proceed to a project in JavaScript in YouTube that you find easy. The goal here is to gain confidence that you're actually learning, that you're making progress. Because it's difficult to feel that you're making progress when you just can't understand a single topic. Sometimes you need to watch the same video 3, 4, even 10 times before you actually understand it. Or sometimes you just need to put it into practice. For example, React. I find it very difficult to understand in Maximilian's course, but when I check it in free code camp, it makes a lot of sense. And when it made a lot of sense in free code camp, that's when I jumped back into Maximilian's React course, and now I appreciate the course more than ever. See, there's no right way of learning code. You just have to find which one works for you actually. Don't be bothered when one topic takes up so much of your time. Sometimes it just clicks, you know. You just keep on trying. Actually, you have to try making projects, and from there you can assess yourself. What do you really understand? What do you really need more practice on? And my last way of motivating myself is looking back on my journey. You see, I've been here since 2016 or 2017, and it's been a rough ride. Oftentimes I question myself if it's still worthwhile, and what I do is look back all the courses that I bought that I didn't finish. Oh my goodness. But I also look on the projects that I made, not much of them actually, but when I watch YouTube videos and things make sense, especially with JavaScript, it just feels so good. This is just a matter of seeing your glass either half empty or half full. And when you see that you've gone so much, that's where you feel motivated. The feeling of not making any progress is not actually true. And that's where you prove that you have the ability to get into the industry, or basically to be where you want to be, as long as you have that determination. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have other tips that I can use, maybe you can share it with me, especially to those senior devs out there. I'm really struggling with React now, and I hope you can maybe message me how I can possibly learn more effectively. I really want to get a React job this year, especially now that I'm about to lose my job as an accountant. And to the beginners, let's connect and let's learn together. Maybe the load will get lighter when we learn together. You can comment down below what are your motivations, and let's just connect. I hope you learned something in this video, and let's just keep on coding, and eventually I know we'll get there. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye.